Leenock against aLive. We have Zerg against Terran, and the score is 1-1. On this last map, aLive might be able to prevail once again against Leenock. This is a map that Leenock already played against a Fnatic player just recently in the KSL. He played against Rain and was defeated with a double barracks opening and a lot of SCVs being pulled. The pain train was coming and Leenock was just not ready. It was a very close game, but in the end Leenock had to yield. So let's see what he's going to do this time. The one base push of aLive in the last match certainly did a number on Leenock, and even the follow-up just sealed the deal. So let's see what's happening on Belcher Beach, and I'm once again joined by Wolf here at the FnaticRaidCall Invitational.
Yep, indeed you are. I am Wolf, joining you, FnaticRaidCall Invitational. We see a very quick drone scout for Leenock, which is really smart for this map because this is a map where 2 racks is so popular, and if you don't get in, you cannot tell if your opponent's making a second barracks. He does get here a little bit too late to get into the main base, but he will see the timing of the first barracks is very normal. Because, you know, if you... oh, actually, he could have killed the drone if he didn't run away. What? That was kind of weird. But anyway, if you make the second barracks next to the cliff and then lower it down, it's impossible to tell. Gas is being taken now, and Leenock does get chased away here, at least initially. Wants to be very annoying with that drone, though. 1 kill already.
Yeah, that drone is definitely already a hero drone. Should be morphed into a hive, if you ask me. Just as a reward. Like, you've been a good drone, you're going to be a hive.
Is that really a reward, though? Because consider this, if you're a hive, you can't move. You no longer have freedom of movement. You may have a lot of hit points, and you'll probably be one of the last things to die. But, you know, you no longer have freedom of choice. All you can really do is research some things. You can grant the ability to make a greater spire, which I think is actually cooler than being hive anyways.
But you look cool. You just look cool as fuck.
do hives really look that cool, man? I think they look kind of nasty. I think the drone looks cool. I think the drone's design's really nice. I'd like to be
And you can produce lava. And you can morph all these awesome things. I want to be a hive and,
I guess
and
the
morph
queens,
ultralisks all day.
The queens will be all around you, like, all day,
exactly! What was that? The hatch to queen ratio, 1-to-1? No, screw that. I want to have at least 3 of them surrounding me.
Well, the thing is, like, these days, man, the trend for queens are really into macro hatches, man. They prefer the macro hatch to the regular hatchery. That's what the queens are into these days.
I don't know. I really don't know. The last queen that I talked to really was kind of fancying the hive.
Yeah, she's pretty classy. aLive's trying to find an overlord. He can't find it. He's not able to find it because there's none. And the reason why is because Leenock just went for that earlier drone scout. We're going to see the reactor Hellions coming out now as the command center goes down. There is an overlord at the top right of the base.
Oh, the Zeppelin kind of gets in here.
He's consistently been able to do this both games to come and check with the command center. I really like that.
Yeah, he's sacrificing a few lings and it just pays off so well. Last time he was able to spot at least that the expansion got delayed, so he could prepare for the Banshees. The only thing that he did not really predict was the follow-up by aLive. He did not really see this one base push coming. At this point we have a Spine Crawler at the front in order to deal with the Hellion pressure, and in the main base for Leenock we now have a very decent saturation, still no gas, so he gets additional queens. He's on 4, which is kind of standard. If you take very late gas, then you get like 3 or 4 gas at one time.
Yep, and we're seeing it happen now, taking the 3rd one, may take a 4th after a few more drones come out. Starport is on the way for aLive right now. It's fairly quick, fairly early Starport. I wonder what his plan is. He may go for some fast drop pressure. I don't think we're going to see this delayed Banshee, not this time. It's possible he may control the watchtowers with that and try to pressure a potential 3rd base of Leenock, but this is just... hardly any Zergs are taking fast 3rds in this matchup right now, and I just don't see a Banshee play being used in this scenario.
The strategy that Leenock is playing here will allow him to definitely, well, throw Banshees off. He has 4 queens,
yeah,
he needs detection obviously. But the build, when you take very late gas, and enables you to get such a great economy, you will get all these queens that will help you to defend against anti-air. At the same time you can defend against Hellions, you can spread your creep like crazy. But the problem is you just have speed so late.
Yeah, that's very true. But you can defend with Queens as well, the push that I think we were actually going to see, which is the elevator with 4 Hellions, Medevac, and some Marines. It all depends on if you see it in time, because if you don't see it in time with slow Zerglings, you won't defend it very easily. In fact, you may just die to it. But with the Queens in position, if you spot it with the Watchtower, for example, it's really easy just to push it back with that high Queen count. The Watchtower is taken right now for aLive, so he does not see this coming.
And just have a quick look at the Harvester count. We have 50 to 30, which already shows how really potent this build is that Leenock is using here. But he does not have the creep spread in his main base all too much. He spots the drop though, he sees it with the Overlord. And at the bottom we already have the Hellions, 4 of them. The Overlord dies. Leenock has to be careful, he's close to be supply blocked. Oh, actually 3 of 10 supply here with the Overlord. And here come the Queens starting to attack the Hellions, but he needs a few Zerglings. The Queens can't be everything, even though he has the energy for the Transfuse.
Yeah, the Medevac just healing too quickly. He needs more extra DPS in there. The Hellions are taking out some of those earlies. Now they're targeting the spawning pool. He needs to actually micro this a little bit better. And I think he is going to push this back, but if micro had been better for aLive, I don't think he would have been able to push this back. In fact, it's still looking really bad, as now all the Queens have been killed. 16 Zerglings are on the way, but
I feel he should have just killed the Medivac first.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's normally the scenario in which most players would employ that line of thinking as well. But I'm actually speechless right now.
Yeah, this is a little bit odd. I mean, killing the Medivac first does not only help you in when it comes down to killing the Marines, but it also makes sure that your opponent is not able to retreat. So you will be able to kill all these units to trap them. And at this point, this is definitely what Leenock kind of needed. He's at 53 Harvesters against 43. In this battle, he only lost 4 drones, but still,
he lost all of his Queens.
Yeah, these Queens and Zerglings that he just sacrificed. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, he didn't lose as much as he could have. If aLive had microed better, I think he would have lost a lot of drones. Second drop is going to occur here. Now that he does have Zergling speed, this isn't going to be very effective, and he just picks up, he's faking it. Nice wall, and I like that aLive had that unit. He had that small group of units in the bunker the entire time, so he couldn't be caught off guard by any counterattacks. Third command center going up to really nice timing, and aLive getting double upgrades. I really like this build and how it's flowing here for aLive. You can tell it's very well practiced for this map.
Yeah, those timings work out very well for him. Leenock so far was not able to throw him off balance, while the Zerg is now not really struggling, but he needs to stabilize again, and losing those Queens was definitely a bit of an upset, especially because now he's not able to spread the creep like he planned on. We have 8 Mutalisks now coming up, while the third base for aLive has already been established, so aLive will be on 3 bases when Leenock is still on 2.
Yeah, this is not an ideal situation for Leenock right now. He's going to have to use these mutas like he's never used mutas before to try to get back into this game. He's going to try to take a third base here, but because aLive is expanded towards his opponent smartly in the center, because he knows what kind of control he has over the game, it's going to be really tough for Leenock to hold that base. He's going to catch his opponent off guard a little bit here, though, taking out some SCVs. Nice by Leenock. He needs to do this. He needs to get some of these reactors. Perhaps if he can get a reactor or 2 here, that'll really help him out. Looks like he's not quite going to be able to get it. He's trying to target down SCVs. I like this. Really nice control by Leenock.
Taking down a few of the Marines as well, at least attempting to. At the same time, we have the force of aLive at the top checking for an expansion, trying to get into position at the natural, but there are forces streaming in from every angle.
Yeah,
he will be able to sandwich this. This is going to be a tough battle. The Marines are being pressured by the Banelings, but he is taking down the tanks, and the Marines die.
Nice flank.
Very well done here, picking up the Medivac now, 100 level supply against 95. Leenock getting a lot stronger here.
Yeah, I think he's taken a grasp on the game now.
Still with 3 bases already available to aLive. We have him on 59, Harvesters to 56, so Leenock has to be careful nonetheless.
You're exactly right. Looks like he's going to ward off these mutas. He does force a stim, though. With very few Medivacs out, it's going to be difficult to continue to stim like this.
And here comes the attack by Leenock. He might just decide to get...
It's going to take a lot of micro to stop this. Oh, he's going to go for the natural. I don't like this choice. He could have... I don't know about this one.
If he times it well with the Mutalisk, he might be able to take down the Marines. There you come the reinforcements. He's picking off most of them, but the rest in the main base is just too much. The supply depot dies. burns down, but aLive once again able to defend. But just look at how many units Leenock is building at this point.
Yeah, look at the army supply. You can see Leenock has taken a lead here, and he traded fairly efficiently. What I would have liked to see, I thought what he was going to try to go for was killing either the SCVs or the units of the planetary, or not the. If he killed the Marines there with the Banelings with Zergling control, that was good. If he trapped them away from the planetary, he might have been able to do more damage there and then just pull back if it didn't work. But he ended up trading okay, so it didn't matter.
We have a pretty nice scan for aLive now, doing an awesome job just spotting all these Banelings that are being morphed at this point. More and more Zerglings now being built, and here comes aLive trying to defend against his opponent's push. He's in position here, already knows fully well that this will hit him very, very soon. Siege tank is sieged up, a ton of Marines with combat shield, with a stim, and here finally comes Leenock, who is 10 supply behind his opponent, trying to snipe off this missile turret, but oh, this is just... he should not engage here. This is so difficult now.
He's the way aLive has positioned his forces, he's always got Leenock trapped between a planetary and a very strong force, so Leenock has to be very careful with how he runs around here. Now, I like Leenock's choice to take the 9 o'clock base here. That's what he needed to do a little bit earlier, perhaps, but now he's going to be able to secure that base. Burrow is done, by the way, which Leenock is quite known for using to set up traps. This drop is going to be completely shut down. Nice map awareness by Leenock right now, but I feel like aLive is now in a pretty decent position because he's moving out on the map. The mutas are all out of position. He's actually taking control of this watchtower. He wants to attack this base now.
154 supply for both of these players, 69 harvesters, Leenock increasing his worker count to 75, and he still has 4 bases, so something that aLive is going to struggle with if he gives his opponent too much time. His defense was great up to this point, but I feel like now he has to be a little bit more aggressive. He's adding Thors and +2/+2, so he will be definitely in a position where he can get more aggressive and try to force an engagement.
Yeah, he definitely can. aLive is going to need to take a 4th base very soon, and the Thors are coming out, and that's really going to help him control things like you were saying, but he needs to get another base up fairly soon because Leenock's getting that left base, and his tech is advancing. He's getting +2 for his mutas now, and at any moment he may add that infestation pit if he hasn't already. Do you know, I don't think he's added the infestation pit yet, though.
No, he did not. Yeah. A very cautious game at this point.
Very
Both of them
cautious.
Don't really want to commit to a fight. Over and over again, Leenock just trying to force a little bit of a stim here, trying to force those Marines to lose a few hit points before the actual engagement starts. But I don't think that he can really attack into this planetary. He should definitely not do it. He's just standing there waiting to max out. And you are right, by the way, with the infestation pit. It's not only the fact that he didn't build it just yet. He is still continuing to just rely on Mutalisks and on Zerglings.
Yeah, and as the Marine count gets higher, yeah, the Marine count is so high now. It's up to in total 77 Marines, and with just mutas and Banelings with good splitting.
Gas.
Yeah, it's good splitting, man, on those Marines with siege tanks and Thors in the mix. Those Banelings are not going to
There it is, infestation pit, too late if you ask me.
Yeah,
maybe
I think so.
time. But we'll see in just a few minutes how long aLive is going to wait with this push. And I have the feeling that he is going to commit to this right now. And he is. Here come the Banelings trying to move in. But already a nice split. And most of them actually take down their Thor.
No micro by Leenock. And I think aLive is going to take this game right now. He's actually killed so much already. Leenock not even able to remax right now. He wants to spend his gas on those infestors. Scan goes off. He's actually chasing these units back. The stim runs out, and here come the Banelings again, but another nice split by aLive. Those Baneling hits were a little bit better for Leenock, and he's forced so many stims that all of aLive's units are getting low. This is a scary position for aLive. He can't actually go up there. Whoa, a huge Mutalisk counterattack in the main base. Takes out the orbital there.
Takes down the orbital. At the same time, those Marines are getting low on hit points because of all these stims. He needs to use another one, and this time the Banelings just go in there and take down most of the Marines. Zerglings are trying to at least annihilate a few of the tanks, and this is looking very good for Leenock right now.
Yeah,
he's suddenly in position on top of the production buildings and snipes off every single Marine that comes out. Leenock, with his Mutalisk attack, might be able to claim this game, to claim victory. More Zerglings are being built, 36 of them, and this should be enough to crush this force of aLive and take the lead here.
It should be enough. I mean, he just has so much production. aLive does not have that production to keep up, and he's going to start losing his production facilities entirely here. Every resource he spends on a Marine is wasted because the Marines are dying as they spawn. He will be able to take out this base over here at the bottom left, but he's losing all of his siege tanks now as a result. He's losing every Marine, like I said, that comes out of the barracks, and Leenock is just going to start to power ahead and supply very rapidly. Looks like the drops are actually coming home to defending against these mutas, which he needs. Oh, the Thor is getting really nice hits on these mutas.
No magic box here, losing way too many hit points, but still in a good spot. And here comes the drop finally. This is the time when Leenock needs to decide if he wants to pull back, but he does not. He's committing to this, and this is a mistake.
Yeah,
he's
that's a
losing
huge mistake.
all of the mutalists. Well, few of them survive on very low HP. A drop to the left, trying to take down the expansion, but aLive he has suffered so many losses. He's down to 96 supply against 130. Whoa. The harvester count is at 61 to 48. He has 4 bases against 3.
Yeah, the muta count is 18 to 17 Marines. That is never a good situation. You want to have a lot more Marines than your opponent has mutas. Even with Thors in the mix, it's going to be so difficult to engage those mutas every time he wants to chase. He's going to have to stim. He lost a lot of medevacs. In fact, I don't know if he even has. He has 6 medevacs out still, actually. We're going to see a lot of drones get killed here, but he will be cleaned up. He just does not have enough units to do a real push, and drops are kind of cute at this point, but with, like I said, at least 18 mutas out on the field, it's just not effective anymore.
Yep, the Lynx to the rescue and the Mutalists to shut down the drop, to kill the medevac. Another attempt to drop at the 12 o'clock position, but this hatch, no, it's probably not going to die. I know it's not. He saved the hatch. aLive at 117 supply.
Oh, he saved! He didn't save it. He actually targeted it down.
Wow.
I was surprised by that. I didn't think he was going to be able to get it.
Not see this happening.
I thought he would have been too scared. I thought he would have picked up and left before.
Now he has to be very careful. He only has this one base mining to the left side of the map.
Yeah, that's actually very crucial, as aLive is still mining from that planetary. He did lose his main orbital though, so he has less mules than he would like, and he also can't lift his main like many would do in this situation to take another base. He has to actually physically make another command center.
A great game that we are currently seeing here on Belcher Beach, 25 minutes into the game.
4 hits! Leenock has to be so careful right now. He cannot afford... I really feel like Leenock should spend his resources remaking hatcheries now, perhaps even take the top right, because aLive can never comfortably push out at this point, but Leenock can absolutely not push into aLive. There's no reason to try to do what he's doing with his
If you attack into the Thor and you don't pay attention for a second, your Mutalists clump up, you get a couple of hits, then suddenly all your Mutalists are gone and you basically lose the game. But aLive is playing this very smart. He knows that he, as you said, cannot push out, but he can drop. And this is exactly what he does the entire time. He's able to evade the Mutalists and at least do some damage, keep the Zerg player on his toes. And now we have an even up supply. We have 145 against 130. aLive now pushing out a little bit to the edge of the creep, at least trying to attempt to put some pressure onto this expansion. But Leenock with a very high Mutalist count might just go in once again and try to take down this base. No, actually, no, he won't. There are way too many missile turrets.
Yeah, there's quite a few there, and man, aLive is actually impressing me so much with how tenacious he's being in this game. He is not dying, he's not backing down, he's building the perfect composition. I mean, I'm so impressed with what he's been able to do with this drop harass with this many mutas out in the field. He still is in a tough spot right now, but he is making everything work with what he has. He's even almost killed this hatchery over here. He's got Leenock in a position where Leenock can't even defend his own bases against a tiny army. I like this by Leenock. Target that down and get out. Force another stem. Gotta be careful though. A nice trap by aLive. Oh my god.
At the same time, we have a stim at the top.
Oh man, this is insane. The multitasking coming out from aLive here.
Just look at his supply count. He takes down another expansion, and we have him at 162 against 137.
Is he going to get that hatchery at the top right? I mean, he's getting it very low probably. Looks like he got bungled. But, oh my god, look at this. He's not done yet. He's moving out. Now he's got that army that he can push with because so many mutas were killed. Are we going to see aLive win this game?
Yeah, apparently the income is in his favor. He has 30 supply advantage now, but all these infestors with good fungals, they might be able to end nonetheless. The Mutalist getting in here, but oh my god, the siege tanks in a good position to take on the infestors. Good pressure here. He needs to have a very good engagement, Leenock that is, if he wants to come back to the this match now.
Yeah, there's just so many mech units now. The infestors are not as useful as they once were. He's actually just stimming and running in here, chasing down the mutas. Leenock is in trouble. He's going to start losing a lot of production here. The infestors are underground. Will he be able to get off some key fungals? He's going to lose the hatcheries nonetheless. He's being a little bit hesitant here. Nice Baneling trap. Oh, actually, that wasn't quite set up for a trap. My apologies. I thought that was a trap.
Fungals at the natural takes down most of these medivacs.
Yeah, that is so key. With no medivacs, the mutas can now actually try to engage the Marines straight up. But the Thors are still here.
There are 3 of them. Trying to take down this base.
He will get it.
Hatch is getting low at the same time. We have the Mulas getting in there, sniping most of the tanks already. One survives though, and we still have 130 supply for aLive, while Leenock is on 100. Another base to the top right now.
Oh, he's going to use Infested Terrans to try to take out these Thors. He's going for it. I like this choice. He needs to do this.
And he will be able to clean up this army. He takes down most of the units already. The Mutalists try to get in there once again, but not quite able to take down the Thor without taking a lot of damage on their own.
The base is down as well.
He needs to transfer the drones over to the top right, where he has another base established. The thing is that aLive is kind of mined out right now, but he is establishing another base at the bottom, making good use of this extra. No, actually, he didn't build. He built an extra.
He killed. It got killed, so he had to build an extra one. And he's been able to do that during all of this that he's been doing throughout the end of this game. What is the infestor count out? It's like 20.
Ridiculous.
20. Actually, it is literally 20. I was joking, but actually there are 20 infestors.
And he's building 4 additional ones.
Look at this. I'm like watching that micro arena challenge from the single player. This is actually really interesting. With that many infestors, man, Ghosts for aLive could actually be the best choice, but he doesn't know that. I don't think he knows how many infestors he's dealing with.
He's dealing with 24 now.
With that many infestors, he can have an army of 60 infested Terrans to deal with at any given moment. That would be quite scary. Plus, the fungal potential is there as well. So if the infestors ever catch a small army, they can take it out. At the top right, we have another drop that could potentially kill the last base of Leenock. He's going for drones instead. I really like this choice in this case. He may scan. Looks like he's just going to go for the hatch now.
Leenock.
The infestors are way out of position.
This is so weird to me that he does not try to defend his bases a little bit better, because he still has units left. So
with this many infestors, he should have some infestors at each base to fungal the Marines, at the very least. I mean, he's got this huge wave. We'll take out these units, but aLive can now just continue to build a mech army and push with that rather than Marines once he realizes his opponent's infestor composition. I think aLive has actually taken this game. This, though, is scary. This is a ton of infested Terrans that can be dropped. There is a turret here, so you may see this push coming. Leenock decides to go back.
Oh, if he would just commit to this push at this point.
Yeah, I think he really needs to do something very soon. Only dropping a few here. Needs to drop a lot more than that. Here we go. This is so scary. aLive is out in the middle of the map, and his infestors are out of position.
Oh my god.
Oh,
beautiful fungals here, taking down everything. This command center might just be able to survive. Another hatch being killed by aLive. He is just relentless, and Leenock at this point does not have the minerals in order to rebuild his command center. His hatchery, that is.
aLive needs to use that orbital for scans to take out these infestors. Looks like aLive is just abusing the immobility of the infestors. He's actually going to take out the last hatchery of Leenock quite literally. Or is he going for the infestation pit? It's hard to say. I can't see. He's going for infestation pit first, and then we'll follow up with the lair.
Kevin, really intense game here with only 50 supply left for Leenock, but he has all those infestors.
Wow. aLive tried to escape with his Marines, did not succeed, and the energy units are so important in a situation like this, a game where it's so scrappy, because even though Leenock is down on supply, he has the ability to spawn units for free. He can actually make infested Terrans without spending any money.
aLive doesn't have any mining anymore.
Yeah, he has no mining. He has to long distance mine. He does drop his command center again here.
And look at the army supply. 58 to 42.
Yep. But Leenock, man, he has the ability to spawn units from nothing with those infestors.
He needs to attack this base, though. He needs to realize that there is mining going on once again. If he shuts down this base and is able to get all these infested swarm eggs as kind of to bait the tank fire, pop out and just use a few fungals, he might be able to take this army, but he really needs to do suppression.
I would love to see aLive make a missile turret. There it is. Okay, so he makes the missile turret. Now he's basically safe. He can just turtle at this base. He's got so many tanks here. And this may just be checkmate for Leenock because he doesn't have the ability to establish a mining base right now. Scan goes off. He's actually going to take out some of these infestors perhaps. Just stimming a few units forward.
Oh, he needs to take this down. The Lings go in. The fungal is successful, but he needs to get better fungals off. He needs to take this. He needs to take this now. Maybe use the infested swarm eggs. He needs to commit here. That's the only thing that he has. If he waits any longer, then there will just be more units for aLive in the game.
Yeah, remember, infestors, they don't look like it, but they are armored units, so this small stim and dash forward by the Marauders is so effective at taking out the infestors very quickly.
He's trying to go in there once more, but the missile turret able to spot them. Not just yet. Here we go, leading with the infested Terrans. Where are the fungals? No fungals whatsoever. Infested Terrans are everywhere, trying to take down the army, trying to compete with all these units in the back, especially of course the siege tanks. But at this point it's going to be very, very hard to deal with this. Nice target firing with the siege tanks. aLive doing a good job here at 58 supply against 23. He's looking very strong as Leenock has no energy left on his infestors. Wow, aLive still holding, and GG by Leenock. He leaves the game, and aLive advances to the semi-finals of the FnaticRaidCall Invitational.
Amazing play by aLive in this game, way outclassing Leenock, I feel, just out multitasking him, doing a great job.